How can we make polymers more environmentally friendly? One way is to develop biopolymers. Let's investigate. Hi, I'm Paul Thornton. I'm a lecturer and researcher in polymer chemistry at the University of Leeds. I currently work in the School of Design and am part of the Leeds Institute of Textiles and Colour. There are two major components to my job: research into polymer chemistry and the teaching of polymer chemistry. So what are polymers? Well, polymers are very large molecules. If we take water, for example, water consists of 3 atoms, an oxygen atom and 2 hydrogen atoms. Polymers, on the other hand, are very, very large molecules. They consist of many atoms covalently bonded together to form very long chains. Covalent bonds are strong bonds where the 2 atoms share electrons. If you want to think about how these polymer chains look, just think of spaghetti. And it's the interaction between these polymer chains that give the polymers such valuable properties. Polymers can be strong or they can be flexible. They can have a high melting point or a low melting point, and it's the interaction between these polymer chains that govern these properties. Polymers can be man-made. Historically, many polymers have been created from oil. However, Mother Nature has gifted us many useful polymers also. But they share one thing in common, in that they are macromolecules. They're very, very large molecules. Polymers are extremely useful. Along with metals and ceramics, they're a major class of material, and replacing polymers simply isn't an option. However, if we can produce polymers in a more sustainable manner, in the absence of producing carbon dioxide, and producing polymers from a renewable source rather than relying on oil, then polymers have a great future. Polymers are used extensively in transportation. A large commercial jumbo jet, for instance, consists of 50% polymer or plastic material. If you take a Formula 1 car, such a car has to be very lightweight but also strong, and these are currently made from polymer resins. A commercial car or an everyday car contains a large amounts of polyethylene, for instance the bumpers. They're plastic but they're tough to resist impact. However, polyethylene is currently commonly produced from oil in an intensive process that is not environmentally friendly. A key aim is to obtain polyethylene, but to obtain it from a natural source. One example is to create polyethylene from sweet corn. If we use polymers to replace metals in vehicles, then the vehicle becomes lighter. If the vehicle is lighter, less fuel is used and therefore less carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere. Biopolymers are very important in transportation. If you take the example of cellulose, which is commonly obtained from trees. Cellulose forms a tough material, but is also very lightweight, and so it can be used, for instance, in the interior of car seats. Biopolymers may also be used to create the fabrics of car seats. There's an experiment we can do to show how biopolymers may be manipulated. In this case, alginic acid, which is an active ingredient in Gaviscon. Alginic acid disperses within water, but when the Gaviscon is added to water that contains calcium ions, the calcium ions act to form a bridge between the polymer chains. In this way, the polymer chains pack together closely, forming a stable structure. And that's why the liquid Gaviscon can flow through a pipette, but when it interacts with calcium, a stable structure is formed. And those are the worms that you see on screen. At school, I always had a passion for chemistry. I realised that chemistry is around us and it's central to many things, from the materials we use to the medicines we take. That has led to my current position as a researcher and teacher at the University of Leeds, and I've never looked back.